Let me tell you something that might sting a little, but it might change your life. Being a nice guy is not your problem. Being a directionless nice guy is. You see, kindness without strength gets ignored. Generosity without boundaries gets taken for granted. And attention without purpose gets wasted. A lot of men think, if I just treat her better, she'll choose me. So they overgive, overtext, overexplain, and slowly they lose respect. Not just from her, but from themselves. Here are the habits you need to stop. Now, stop saying yes when you mean no. Every time you do that, you teach people your time doesn't matter. Stop chasing validation. If your confidence depends on her reply, you've already given away your power. Stop putting her on a pedestal. No one can connect with you from up there. Real connection happens eye to eye, not from below. And stop explaining your worth. Value is not something you announce. It's something you demonstrate through your actions, your discipline, your standards. Now here's the shift. Start becoming a man with direction. A man who has goals that don't pause for attention. A man who can walk away from anything that doesn't align with his standards. Because here's the truth most people won't tell you: respect creates attraction, not niceness alone. When you respect your time, your energy, and your purpose, people feel it. And the moment you stop trying to be liked is the moment you start being valued. So don't stop being a good man. Just stop being a man who forgets himself trying to please everyone else. Because the world doesn't reward the nicest man, it rewards the man who knows his worth and lives by it. Approval feels good in the moment. It gives you a quick sense of validation, a temporary reassurance that you are accepted. But when your decisions are driven by the need to be liked, you slowly begin to lose something far more important: your self respect. Every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you tolerate behavior that doesn't sit right with you, you send a quiet message to yourself: my standards don't matter. And over time, that message becomes your identity. The problem is, people can feel this. They may not say it out loud, but they recognize when someone is trying too hard to be accepted. And instead of valuing it, they often take it for granted. Not because they are bad, but because human nature respects strength and clarity more than constant agreement. Self respect changes the entire dynamic. It means you are willing to disappoint others if it means staying true to your values. It means you don't bend your principles just to keep someone interested. And it means you understand that not everyone is meant to like you, and that's perfectly fine. This is not about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming honest. Honest with your time, your energy, and your boundaries. When you operate from self respect, your actions become more intentional. Your words carry more weight. And your presence feels different, grounded, calm, and certain. And here's the shift: when you stop chasing approval, you stop performing, and you start living. Kindness on its own is not weakness, but without strength, it becomes fragile. It becomes something that bends too easily, gives too quickly, and stands for very little. True power lies in the balance between being understanding and being firm. Many people confuse kindness with constant agreement. They think being good means avoiding conflict, saying yes to everything, and keeping everyone comfortable. But real kindness is not about pleasing others at the cost of yourself. It is about being respectful while still standing your ground. Strength gives direction to your kindness. It ensures that your generosity is intentional, not desperate. It allows you to give without expecting validation in return. And most importantly, it helps you walk away when something no longer aligns with your values. When strength and kindness work together, something changes in how people perceive you. Your calm becomes confidence. Your silence becomes control. Your presence becomes reassuring, not uncertain. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. You don't need to dominate to be respected. You simply need to be clear about who you are and what you stand for. This balance also creates healthier relationships. Because the right people are not looking for someone who will agree with everything, they are looking for someone who is grounded, honest, and consistent. So don't lose your kindness. Refine it. Support it with discipline, purpose, and clear boundaries. Because when kindness is backed by strength, it doesn't get ignored, it gets respected. When you bring self respect and balance strength into your life, everything begins to shift. You stop living for approval and start living with intention. Your decisions become clearer, Your boundaries become stronger and your presence becomes more grounded. You no longer feel the need to prove your worth because you understand it. You don't overextend yourself to be liked because you value being respected. And instead of losing yourself in the process of pleasing others, you begin to build a life that reflects who you truly are. This is where real confidence is born, not from outside validation, but from inner alignment. When kindness is guided by strength and self respect becomes your foundation, you create relationships that are built on honesty, not pressure, on mutual respect, not dependency. And the most powerful part is this: you don't have to change who you are at your core. You simply have to stop abandoning yourself. Because the moment you stand firm in your values, speak with clarity, and act with purpose, is the moment others begin to see your true worth. And more importantly, you begin to feel it.